Stop lifting like it's 1995. Tiny weights where we were told to be careful, don't lift heavy, rest up. You might hurt yourself if you're over 50. Now be really careful. Need to relocate your indoor plants? Gonna pick up the spare logs around the place. Get ready to burn. Do you need to shovel stuff and bring it into your wheelbarrow? Need to stack wood on the wood pile, core on, and over it goes. Need to unpack the potting mix from the car. But research in 2025 has shown us that we can lift bigger, so we can build quality and size of muscle that can generate force. And when we can generate force, we can do things at home. We can move around. We can lift that pot plant with no problem. Our Too Many Seniors classes do tiny weights of 1 kilo, but your groceries don't weigh 1 kilo, so why does your workout? Make sure if you're in a class or at home and you're just still using 1 to 2 kilo weights that you're progressing along, because those 1 to 2 kilo weights are going to become too light after a while if you're committed and consistent every week. And as a result of building strength, we move better, we increase our bone density, we reduce our falls risk dramatically, and we enjoy abundant energy so that we can live our best life. Now, what weights do we need? Well, we don't need these huge weights, and we don't even need machines. We can have some basic equipment at home that can help us to build muscle. Let's have a look. So what kind of equipment do I use? Well, I love my kettlebells. I may do my 12 to 14 for my upper body work, if I'm doing lifts. So just using something that I know is safe, that I can do well. And when it comes to my leg work, I may come from my 15 to my 16s so that I can come down in my goblet squats. And if I'm doing a farmer's walk, I will go up to my 20 to 24 so that I'm challenging myself. So it's really great. If you like dumbbells, just have a few sets of dumbbells. They get increasingly heavy. So if you are doing some squats, you can have one dumbbell on either side of your, so these are 8s here, a dumbbell on either side. So as you go down into your squat, you've got them sitting on your shoulders. So you can be using 8 big ones, maybe a set of 8, 6s and 4s, so you can use them for a variety of things. But I like to also have a really big kettlebell for my leg work and a little bit of a smaller kettlebell while maintaining a challenging one. And I usually, if I'm feeling really tired and I want to get a workout, I may have a smaller one than that I could be not doing so much challenging work that day. But at least 2 times a week, be trying to get your challenging workout in, and that means a weight that you can do with only 2 or 3 reps left in the tank. You know you've worked that body with good form. Now, just letting you know, there's a Regain Muscles and Keep It starter guide. The link is in the description. So why challenging weights? Well, it has a carryover to everyday life. Can't move that pot plant? Your weights are too light. Can't lift the grandchild safely? Your weights are too light. You can't push the wheelbarrow with a load? Your weights are too light. We need those weights to allow us to adapt and carry over into everyday life. So we want to be able to push and pull and lift and put things up overhead so that it carries over into our everyday life with everyday moves that we do. So what is a challenging weight? Well, it's simple. If the last 2 to 3 reps are easy, you're not training, you're simply maintaining. Great, so we're talking about a challenging weight. So Robin here, she hasn't worked out for a good 8 weeks. So we're back into it today. She's just had a little bit of a warm up, so we're not doing this cold. So Robin, we're going to see what we can be like on. Now, we'll start with your weak arm first. Okay. I want to see, so you've got a 10 kilo kettlebell, which we already know is going to be quite challenging for you. So I want you to maintain good form. So as we come forward, our back is straight, our core is on, our tongue is on, and I want you to start to lift. I'm going to count them. So that's 2 and 3. How's it feeling?
Yeah, it's a little bit
Good.
heavier than I expected.
And 6 and 7 and 8. Can we get out a couple more?
Yeah, I think so.
And 9 and 10, awesome, put that down. So how did that feel? Do you feel like you'll get into your maximum of what you could lift?
Yeah, possibly, maybe one more.
Yeah, one more in the tank.
Yeah,
okay, and your form was still good, so that's the most important thing. So that would be the weight that you would be using for now, until it gets really easy doing that. You kind of go, I could do about 10 more, then you know you're going to go up a weight.
Okay.
Thanks,
Sounds
Robin.
good.
Awesome.
Thank you.
So reps in reserve is an easy way to calculate whether you're actually training with a challenging weight. So choose a weight that you can lift probably 6 to 12 reps with, and you can do 2 to 3 sets of. So towards the end of that first set of 6 to 12 reps, you want to be able to kind of feel like you couldn't do too many more than those 12 reps. Maybe, 1 or 2 more, but not much more in the tank than that. So then you know you've got a challenging weight. If you're here having a chat to somebody on your side and you're doing lots of reps, maybe 30 reps, that's fine, but you know that that's not a challenging weight, and that's probably ultimately not going to change your body structure with your actual muscles and building up muscle fiber. So you want to be able to get to the 12 reps, 8 to 12 reps, and feel like, oh, okay. So write down how many you did, and next time, see if you can keep going. That will be your challenging weight. So my challenging weight here is a 15. If I'm doing a one-armed row, then I know that I can only do so many of these with good form, 5 and 6. Now this is my weak arm, by the way, 7 and 8. I can probably do a couple more, and that would be my challenging weight. And what I would really want you to do at home is, if you've got a weaker side and a stronger side, challenge your weaker side first, because your stronger side will only do what your weaker side can do, so we don't get overly strong on one side and stay weaker on the other. We're trying to get that weaker side pretty well equal to the other. Now, if I wanted to get to the end of that, I've done a row on each side, and I've really worked it, I've gone ahead with my challenging weight, I'll probably go straight to some lower body work. I may do some squats, again challenging. So with legs, you probably can use a lot more weight, or you actually can use a lot more weight than you do with your upper body. So I could be holding a much bigger weight, probably a 20 there rather than my 15 kilos I used for my rows. And then I can be going into my squats, again challenging, so I've only got 1 or 2 left, maybe 3 left in the tank, and then back to my upper body again. So you'd be wanting to do kind of 6 to 12 reps and do about 3 sets of these. But I would alternate from upper body to lower body, back to upper, back to lower. And remember, we're always doing progressive training. So if you're older and you're starting strength training and you're over 50, you may start with your very light weights. You may go from 2 kilos, but then 3 and 4 and 5. You may find that at some stage you've got your 8 kilo dumbbells, and that you can be doing a whole lot of work with your 8 kilo dumbbells that you couldn't do before. Again, you want it to be challenging. You want to feel that those last 1 or 2 reps that you're doing there are hard work. You want to know that you're building your muscle. And we're not all going to start on the same weight. So it could be that you start on your 8, then you go your 10 kilogram kettlebell, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. There's no reason that most older adults can't do a farmer's walk with a good weight. I mean, you're going to get to a point where it's going to be too much. You know that you've worked that body. So well done. You're aiming to progress all the way along with good form and no pain. We don't have to succumb to muscle wasting as we age. No, no, no. As long as we lift weights with good form and have no pain and add protein to our diet, so we're prioritizing protein with every meal, we're on our way to becoming more unbreakable. So then we can live a full and active life in our 90s and beyond.